Hi friends, welcome to my channel Popcorn. Today, I will be discussing a 2024 Tamil language historical drama movie starring Yogi Babu. The story is set in 1943, during a time when India was fighting for independence. On the other side, World War II is underway, with Hitler leading the charge. Japan, opposing him, is also preparing bombs. Amidst this, a bomb is dropped on Madras, causing widespread panic. Almost 50% of the people of Madras leave the city in fear. However, government offices and hospitals continue to operate for 1 day a week. The movie starts on October 11, 1943, as rumors spread that Japan is about to bomb Madras, causing widespread panic. In the midst of this chaos, a British officer attempts to shoot the protagonist, Yogi Babu, on a boat in the Madras Sea, but Yogi Babu escapes, leading to a confrontation between the two. The narrative then shifts back in time to explain the reasons behind their conflict. As fears of Japanese attacks grow, the British government establishes protective camps around Madras, offering food and medical aid. Yogi Babu and his grandmother travel by boat to one of these camps, despite his grandmother's reluctance, as he believes it's safer there. He also advises his sister to marry her fiancé to copyright quickly and leave, while he stays back to deal with their imprisoned brother, who is in the custody of the British police. At the camp, the British are shown managing the camps and dealing harshly with Indian prisoners. The British officers dig pits for the prisoners, with one ordering more to be dug due to insufficient space. The camps also house medical facilities, though the care is limited and insufficient for the Indian refugees. Raja, a man in need of medicine for his aunt, is told by an Indian doctor that the necessary medications are unavailable, and even if they were, the British wouldn't provide them. Similarly, a man named Lulu seeks medicine but is denied. Meanwhile, Narayana and his daughter visit the camp for medical treatment, alongside a pregnant woman named Vijaya and her young son, as well as an elderly man named Madhya. The plot thickens as the tension in the camp rises. The refugees, many of whom are in desperate need of medical attention, struggle under the oppressive British rule. Yogi Babu remains determined to help his family and confront the British, while others in the camp navigate their own battles for survival. The camp scenes showcase the harsh realities of life under colonial rule during wartime, as resources run low and hope becomes a scarce commodity. The overarching conflict between Yogi Babu and the British officer comes into focus as the film builds toward the boat confrontation that opened the story. Yogi Babu's brother is being held by the British in a camp, imprisoned for participating in the freedom movement against British rule. Yogi Babu receives a letter from a British officer, which he plans to use to secure his brother's release. He approaches a British officer to negotiate, but the officer slaps him, leading to a fight between Yogi Babu's brother and the officer. The British soldiers beat Yogi Babu's brother and threaten to extend his prison term. Amid the chaos, Japanese planes are expected to bomb Madras again, causing panic in the camp. An Indian officer advises Yogi Babu to protect the letter, as it can help release his brother. Yogi Babu plans an escape by sea and waits by a boat, expecting his brother to join him. As Yogi Babu waits by the boat, other refugees, including Lulu, Raja, Madhya, Vijaya, her son Mohesh, Narayana, and Narayana's daughter, board the boat to escape the chaos. However, Yogi Babu realizes mid-journey that his brother isn't on the boat. Determined to rescue him, Yogi Babu turns the boat around and returns to the British camp, urging his brother and others to flee before the British capture them. Once again on the boat, Yogi Babu sets off with his grandmother, the other refugees, and his newfound companions on a perilous sea journey, hoping to find safety. During the journey, Yogi Babu reflects on the horrors of World War II and wonders how much worse things would be if a third world war were to occur. Madhya, another refugee on the boat, predicts that future wars might force people to wear masks and stay indoors. As they travel cautiously, Vijaya's son Mohesh expresses concern about when they will reach safety. Yogi Babu reassures him, while Matthew suggests that everyone on board share their names to ensure no one is lost or left behind. The film captures the uncertainty and fear of the refugees, as they navigate both literal and metaphorical storms. As the refugees on the boat introduce themselves, Vijaya shares that her husband, Biman Narayana, was involved with the Congress party in Vijayawada and is now imprisoned, and she had come to Chennai for medical treatment. Narayana, accompanied by his daughter Lakshmi, explains that he had once aspired to learn music and dance in Karnataka but couldn't due to life's difficulties. He almost mentions that he arranged Lakshmi's marriage according to his wishes. Lulu talks about her business in Rajasthan, while Raja explains that he came to the camp because his family was unwell, only to get trapped in the situation. Madhya adds that he used to work in a library in Chennai before retiring. Despite their troubles, they all affirm that no one currently needs medical attention, though they remain uncertain about the future. Yogi Babu takes charge of managing the boat and mentions that they have some fish aboard, which could serve as food if necessary. Suddenly, an elephant appears on the boat, causing a stir among the passengers. Narayana attempts to deal with the elephant, prompting Yogi Babu to comment that it seems like Narayana is trying to protect himself. However, Yogi Babu steps in, calming Narayana and reassuring everyone that he can handle the situation. As things settle down, Mahesh shows Yogi Babu a drawing, which piques everyone's interest on the boat. Amid these interactions, tension arises when Raja discreetly hides a knife in his bag, possibly for protection. As they sail further, Yogi Babu and Madhya inspect the important letter Yogi Babu had received. Yogi Babu questions how Madhya managed to get the letter, emphasizing its significance for their survival and the release of Yogi Babu's brother. Unfortunately, the letter accidentally falls into the sea, causing panic. Madhya, while distressed, explains that he went through many challenges to bring the letter, but now they face even greater uncertainty without it. The situation on the boat grows more tense as the refugees face both external dangers and internal conflicts. As the letter falls into the sea, Yogi Babu decides to dive in to retrieve it, leaving everyone on the boat anxious about the outcome. Despite their concern, Yogi Babu reassures them that he will get it back. Meanwhile, Raju questions Yogi Babu about the boat's movement, and Yogi explains that with 9 people aboard, managing the boat is challenging. Lakshmi then checks on Vijaya's son Mahesh, asking if his health is an issue. Vijaya reveals that Mahesh has a brain condition affecting his vision, but she comforts Lakshmi by saying not to worry, as the second child will be fine. During the journey, an accident occurs when a boat nearby capsizes, sending its contents into the sea. A British police officer named Thomas swims toward Yogi Babu's boat and asks to join them. Yogi Babu warns that the boat is already full and risks sinking if more people board, but Thomas persists, explaining that his boat capsized while transporting weapons to join the military. He has lost everything and is desperate for help. Despite the tension, Yogi Babu tries to lighten the mood by performing a magic trick with a gun, which calms Thomas, and they agree to work together. Narayana grows suspicious of Thomas, asking about his background. Thomas reveals that his real name is Raja Muhammad, and Narayana suspects his goal might be to create a separate Muslim state in India. Raja remains silent as Narayana insists that India belongs to everyone. Thomas then speaks about the possibility of India being divided, but emphasizes that unity is essential to avoid further division. Suddenly, a Japanese military ship approaches, preparing to attack. However, Thomas waves a Japanese flag, tricking the soldiers into thinking the boat belongs to their forces, and they retreat. As the danger passes, Yogi Babu reflects that they have only traveled 2 kilometers so far. Mahesh, in his innocence, reassures everyone that the war will soon end. To lift their spirits, Lakshmi begins to sing, and the passengers temporarily forget their troubles, finding solace in the moment. After Thomas contacts his control room in Chennai, he learns that the Japanese attack was thwarted, and the situation is under control. However, Thomas is informed that there are extremists on the boat, and as the signals cut off, he warns the group of the seriousness of the situation. He demands that the extremists be identified, and while the boat starts to take on water, tensions rise. Mahesh offers to deal with the extremists, but Yogi Babu tells everyone that if they don't act quickly, they'll all be in danger. Thomas and Yogi Babu's confrontation leads to an accidental shot that worsens the situation, causing the boat to sink faster. Yogi Babu orders everyone to jump overboard to save themselves. During the chaos, Thomas, determined to deal with the extremists, kills them after suspecting Raja. However, Raja clarifies that he is not an extremist but a chef who worked for the newspaper Manorama. He convinces Narayana, who was preparing to attack him, that he only carries a knife for his work, easing the tension. Meanwhile, the group faces a new threat as a storm approaches the sea, and a whale is spotted near the boat. As the boat faces destruction, Yogi Babu suggests survival strategies, but eventually, everyone ends up in the sea, exhausted and hungry. In their desperation, they discuss jumping into the sea, and some, including Lakshmi, express a willingness to sacrifice themselves. Yogi Babu helps protect victory, and as the situation worsens, he offers everyone rocks to eat for survival. Lakshmi talks to Yogi Babu about their bleak future, and in a moment of hope, they imagine a life together after escaping the ordeal. Yogi Babu gives Lakshmi flowers, symbolizing their shared dream of survival and the possibility of building a future together. As the storm worsens, the whale returns, threatening the boat again. Amidst the panic, Thomas reveals that he has a bomb in his bag, initially intended to use against the British police. With the ongoing chaos of World War II, he now considers using it to destroy the boat and everyone on board. Thomas explains his association with the extremists and positions himself as a high-ranking member of their group. He then shoots Mahesh, further escalating the tension. As the boat continues to sink, Thomas throws the bomb in Mathya into the sea, killing Mathya. He tells the others that if they stay on the boat, it will sink, forcing them to decide who will jump into the sea. Everyone on the boat, one by one, begins jumping into the sea. Thomas keeps a list of their names as they prepare to abandon the sinking vessel. Yogi Babu, seeing the hopelessness of their situation, suggests to Lakshmi that they accept their fate and jump into the sea together. They both make the decision to leave the boat, and in their final moments of contemplation, Narayana discusses the grim reality with Yogi Babu. Narayana hints at the idea of a ritual sacrifice to protect them from the whale, which is still hunting them, and Thomas confirms Narayana's suspicions. Meanwhile, Lakshmi notices that the flower design Yogi Babu gave her has been found by Mahesh, symbolizing a sliver of hope. In the final moments, Yogi Babu and Lakshmi, who had jumped into the sea, are saved by Thomas. He helps them stay afloat, while deciding to remain behind. The others are safely in the water, grateful for having survived. The film concludes with Yogi Babu and Lakshmi expressing their gratitude, highlighting their survival amidst the chaos. Thomas reflects on the situation as he stays behind, bringing the story to a close with themes of sacrifice, survival, and the unpredictability of life during wartime.